Right, I want to use print formatting to set up a multiplication table. So I want all the multiples of 2 through 12 across up to 12 times each value. So the reason I need formatting here is if we didn't format this, we would see that things would run into each other. So for example, down here in 2, we only need 1 space to get 4, but for the last column, we need 2 spaces in the front and then another 2 spaces behind it. So what we'll do is we'll basically use a width of like 5, and so each of these cells will be a width of 5, and then we'll use a nested loop to print these guys. So let's go ahead and jump over to Eclipse and draw a new class. We'll call it a multiplication table. Multiplication. And public static void main. I don't think I really need any methods here because I'm just going to be using a double nested loop. But I do need some commenting at the top. So you'll put your name here, date, 142, and then use print formatting to output a multiplication table. One of the things I do in my algebra class when students have a hard time with some of their multiplication tables, and it happens, we reach for our calculators a lot. So if multiplication is tough for you, or if you ever have kids and multiplication tables are tough for them, multiplication is repeated addition. So instead of memorizing what's 2 times 11 or what's 6 times 7, I just teach people to count by, say, 3s. So you count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, because we're going to 12. And you do that, count by 2s, count by 3s, count by all the way down to 10, and just have them write that out several times a day for a couple of days, and then very quickly everyone knows their multiplication tables. So just a little trick, my math teaching toolbook. Okay, so that's unrelated to what we're doing here. We are, well, it's not unrelated, but it's a little differently than what we need. We want to make this table. So, I just need good variable names if I'm going to do a nested loop here. So what names are we going to use? So, I don't really want to use number because everything's a number here. So what I could use rows and columns. That feels a little confusing to me as well. I think I'll use rows because the rows are easier to see what's going on. The rows are going to go from, I've been trying to write on my my mouse pad. What? So let's see, the rows go from 2 to 12. So this will be, row 2 down to row 12. And by 1, right? So plus plus. And then within each row, what are we printing? Well, we're running another loop to go across here. Could call them columns, or let's call them factors. So let's have the factors. Well, what factors of 2 do I have here? I have factors from 1 out to 12. And then in this spot, what I'm printing is that 2 times the factor. So we're going to print, and now we'll use the printf, and we're going to print the row times the factor. And we're going to print all 12 of those. And then we're going to need to do another print line here. So there's our loop. Well, there's the pseudocode on our loop, so we decode it. And the print formatting is what we're going to do to keep the spacing consistent. So we'll come over here to Eclipse, and we'll say for integer row equals 2, row less than or equal to 12, increase the row by 1. So notice, in my pseudocode, I'm not writing the loop. I'm not doing the integer. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just using the variable name row, and it's going from 2 to 12 by 1s. So I don't need to, write code on the left side. It's pseudocode. But when I come over here, I need to write the code. Over here, I'll say for integer factor, starting at 1 and going up to 12. Increasing by 1. Do an output here. Maybe before I do the print formatting, I'll just do a print statement first, just to so you can see why I want to use the print formatting. I'm going to print row times factor, and maybe, well, I was going to say maybe I should have a variable for that, product or something. I think I will. I think I'll come in here and say integer product equals row times factor. And you can see I'm getting tired. Int, and I need a system.out.print. If I'm making a bunch of syntax errors, we know that I'm tired. And then here I need to put a print line statement. So I'll go sys output control space, print line, and empty print line statement. Okay, so I want to show you this without the print formatting first. And using that nested loop and defining, oh, I didn't want to use, see, that's how tired I am. I wanted to change that to just product. So I have that product within each loop, and it prints it out, and we have this nice looking multiplication table. Ooh, but there's no spacing, so it just looks awful, right? So I could, put one space between everything, maybe right here, just add a space. But again, what's going to happen is, what happens a lot on paper when people do this is everything gets out of alignment, and it doesn't look very nice. So how can we make it look nice? And that's the whole idea behind the print formatting, is to format your output so it looks nice. So we'll go printf, and now delete all of this. Not print r, printf. Let's just delete that for a second. We'll start over. So what I want to print is, I want to put the format in here, %d, and then I want to print the product. This shouldn't look any different than what we just did. Oh, except it won't have the spaces. So I don't want to do that. Let's just put the spacing in. What I want is a width of 5, and the width will go in front of that. And look how nice that looks. And it's so easy. So, I mean, it's not, once you kind of learn the syntax. So again, I don't have to learn all the formatting specifiers. I don't have to know where does the width go, where does the, I should know that D is an integer and S is for a string, things like that. But I don't have to know the entire syntax, because I can always just look it up. So that's what this page here is for, is looking it up, or you can just do a Google search. You can test some of these guys if you wanted, and that's it. So one of my shorter videos, I'm sure. Yay, I like short videos. I know they tend to get long, and I apologize for that. It seems like they always take at least 20 minutes. I try to do it quicker, but I don't know why. So anyways, yay, done.